Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Edpuzzle here. Today I want to show you all about Edpuzzle's new quiz feature that can be gamified and can use AI teacher assist to better differentiate for your students. Okay, so I want to show you how I can gamify and differentiate a quiz in Edpuzzle. You're going to notice that I have a quiz over narrative point of view. It is around a 5th grade level quiz, and there is some short answer and some multiple choice questions. I can go to Edpuzzle and click Add New. I will go to Quiz. So I see 3 options of how I can bring in my quiz. I can either generate a quiz by providing a text, and the AI teacher assist will go ahead and generate questions for me. I can import a PDF, or I can manually type my own questions. In this case, I'm importing a PDF that is already in a quiz. I'll go ahead and hit Choose File. You'll notice that I have 4 pages and it only allows a max of 2. So I'm going to select the first 2 pages, select Import. And then from there, if I want to add those remaining 2 pages, I'll go to Edit, go to Add Question, and I'll just import those others. I pick my same document and I select pages 3 and 4. I can select Finish, and now I have my quiz. So looking at this quiz, right, it's asking me the pronouns that are in first person point of view, all the way to giving students the opportunity to identify the point of view and explain how the author's choice of point of view affects how the student understands the story with a text there. Now to the really cool part. I can differentiate this quiz for my students. So let's say that maybe I have some students who are below grade level in reading or who have an IEP. I can click Teacher Assist up at the top, and I can adapt my level. This is going to make a copy of my quiz. So I'm going to click Beginner, and let's see how that first question changes. So when we go to our first question now, what we are seeing is instead, which word tells us a story is told by a character in the story. We're not talking about first and second and third person point of view in that vocabulary yet. We are just helping students understand some other vocabulary that's going to lead themselves to doing that. So we'll see those kind of scaffolded questions, and then it will tell us who is telling the story when a character uses I and me. And now we'll start to see some of that first person point of view. Let's look at this last question. This last question now, we're seeing a much, much, much simpler text. While it says it's open-ended, right, it might just ask students to type in out of those options. And you can always edit this question if you'd like. So maybe instead we could delete the answer choices there, and we could bold the question, and then I can save it. I have one version that's more at grade level, and then I have my differentiated version. And we could even go back to this one that's at grade level, and we could go to Teacher Assist and we could make it more advanced, right? And we can differentiate it all the way. The other option is maybe you just have this last question that you want to differentiate for students. So instead of differentiating the whole quiz, you can go to this question, click that same Teacher Assist button, and then either make it easier or make it harder. So let's say we want to make it easier, and they're really keeping the same text here, but they're really simplifying this text. Once you have edited your quiz, you can gamify it. So you can go to your questions and identify which questions you want to gamify by putting on the points. How this will work is that students will see a leaderboard if they are doing this live after each question, or they'll see the leaderboard at the end of their quiz. You can also put in time limits if you'd like. And you can differentiate this for each question. So something I really like about this is maybe for my open-ended questions, I actually don't want to put on the points there. And maybe I don't need a time limit for that. But I do want to allow audio responses. And so you can make decisions for each of your questions, how you want that to factor into your gamification of the quiz. Once you've done that for your questions, you can click Finish, and you can assign it to your class. Once you assign it, you can share this to your LMS. You could also go into live mode. On your screen, the questions will pop up, and on students' devices, they'll see the answers, and they can go ahead and answer the questions there, and it will be nice and gamified for them.